Girl Samantha here, and today I wanted to talk about a news article that I just saw that was published 20 hours ago from Fox News, and I find it to be quite problematic. It says Senate approves Representative Clyburn's daughter to head the federal commission. So Biden picked Jennifer Clyburn Reed to serve as federal chairperson of Southeast Crescent Regional Commission, and as we've discussed in previous videos, or I've discussed with others in meetings, Clyburn is only looking out for himself and his family. He's said it numerous times. It's been caught on camera, him saying that he's just worried about his family and their success, and not worried about ADOS and or reparations for ADOS. So let's just jump right into this article. So the Senate narrowly confirmed President Biden's nomination of Representative James Clyburn's Democrat of South Carolina daughter to a federal commission aimed at easing economic hardship in the southeastern United States, which is laughable because Jim Clyburn's district is the sixth poorest district in the nation. So I feel like this is just another way to put more money in the pockets of Jim Clyburn and his family members. I do not believe that they're worried about easing any kind of economic hardship for black people or ADOS people. So this feels like a grift and a scam. So let's go ahead and keep reading. So Biden nominated Jennifer Clyburn Reed in September to serve as the federal chairperson of the Southeast Crescent Regional Commission, SCRC. The SCRC is a previously inactive commission established in 2008 to address poverty in the southeastern region of the U.S. The nomination was approved Wednesday by voice vote. So I feel like if your father has been in Congress for 30 years and he's done nothing to improve the economic hardship of his district, even just his district, let alone black people nationally, because him being in Congress, he definitely has a position and a voice where he could have been fighting to get reparations for ADOS peoples. He has said himself that he doesn't believe the reparations will be coming in the form of money for ADOS people. So why in the hell should we trust his daughter to be in a commission that was previously defunct, completely inactive, as of, it was established in 2008, so it was previously inactive up until this, recently. So why should we trust his daughter to know what she's doing? Or should we just be looking at her as someone who's just basically the next generation of Clyburns, starting the grift of pretending they care about black people, but they're just lining their pockets with government and taxpayer dollars? So let's continue reading. So Jennifer Clyburn Reed has a long history of serving her community and would bring importance and expertise to this position. If she has a long history of serving her community, I can't wait to research and find out exactly what she's done that's had a positive impact, specifically economically, on ADOS peoples. So Reed has a background in public education and focus on equity issues in historically underrepresented populations, a White House official told Fox News before Clyburn was confirmed. The official told Fox News it was the administration's priority to nominate someone who lives in the Southeast Crescent region and who will be a strong advocate for investing resources into impoverished communities. I call bullshit. You could have nominated anybody. It's your priority to nominate someone, and it just happens to be Jim Clyburn's daughter. And of course, once more, it has to do with money. I don't trust either one of them as far as I can throw them. I can see an embezzlement case coming out of this in a few years, something along those lines. I just don't trust it, and I basically, as an American citizen, feel extreme anger that there's like 5 families running the country. Like, they keep it in the family. I don't think that's fair or right. I think it should be more equitable across the board, and people who are not affiliated with the government already should be given opportunities to be working within the government, whether it's local, state, or national level. So let me continue. So while CRC was founded under former President Obama, the commission was reactivated in the autumn of 2019. Okay, so it was just reactivated about 2 years ago. SCRC states that the region, sometimes called the U.S. Black Belt, is quote unquote challenged with economic indicators that are in many cases parallel with those of an emerging nation. Yeah, it's challenged because we are still waiting for our reparations 5 centuries later. And that's definitely interesting because you have white Americans who are saying that they agree with reparations, just not money for Adolf's people. And that's a load of crap. It's like you got 4 centuries of free labor. That alone, and in and of itself, you need to pay their descendants because you did not allow our ancestors to have wealth, to build wealth, to get paid in any way, shape, or form. And now you don't want to resolve everything. And you keep bringing up all the negatives and the ills of our community, the black community, without taking accountability as to why these communities are struggling and quote unquote challenged with economic indicators. So outside of the Appalachian region of the country, the Black Belt is the next largest contiguous region of systemic persistent poverty in the U.S. Well, no shit. When you purposely oppress one specific group for 5 centuries, of course, the quote unquote Black Belt is going to be the most persistent poverty in the U.S. because you persistently have been oppressing that one group. So let's continue. It says several Biden aides and advisors' children have secure positions within the administration. Exactly. You guys keep it in the family. Daniel Ricchetti and Shannon Ricchetti are the son and daughter of Steve Ricchetti, a counselor to Biden. Daniel Ricchetti is a senior advisor in the Office of the Undersecretary of State for Arms Control and International Security. They just make up positions as they go. I've seen this firsthand. And Shannon Ricchetti is Deputy Associate Director at the Office of the White House Social Secretary. Whatever the hell that is. Press Secretary Jen Psaki's sister, Stephanie Psaki, was appointed to a senior advisor role within, they spelled advisor wrong, anyways, within the Department of Health and Human Services in March. Her official title is Senior Advisor on Human Rights and Gender Equity in the Office of Global Affairs. They just make up shit to make sure their family members or pockets are lined. So I'm livid. I'm really angry about this, and this just goes to show I can't even stand looking at Jim Clyburn's ugly face. This just goes to show even more so that he has to get his ass out of office. And I think he knows that we're putting the pressure on and we're making moves and doing what we need to do. Eyes are on his ass that just haven't been there for, 20 some years or 30 years. And so I feel like he's definitely feeling the heat. And now he's just like, well, let me get my family members position so that even if I get booted out, we'll still have an inside of the politics. We'll still be making money, through other relatives and so on and so forth. So I don't like this nomination. I'm not happy about it. And Jim Clyburn has to go. So this is an article I found on Jim Clyburn's daughter, Dr. Jennifer Clyburn Reed, who Biden just appointed to the position for the SCRC. I wanted to do more research just to see what background she had as far as getting finances and economic growth to the most disenfranchised group in America, which is ADOS. And I just don't see it in her background. But let's go ahead and read this article. It's published July 30th, 2020. And it says, Dr. Jennifer Clyburn Reed says she chose people over politics. So Jennifer Clyburn Reed might someday consider a run for office, but right now she says she's on a fact-finding mission to determine her next steps. However, what's most important to the daughter of legendary South Carolina Congressman Jim Clyburn, who's done a bunch of nothing for black people, is that voters select someone who demonstrates the will of the people. My dad is a strong influence in my life, but if you take a look at my social media, it's bigger than politics, said Clyburn Reed, the middle daughter of the Democratic congressman. I'm on a fact-finding mission. One of my pages is people over politics, service over self, because if you're not taking care of the people who go into that voting booth and push that button for you, then what's your purpose? Clyburn Reed noted many today are vocal about not continuing the support of those who aren't going to represent their interests. And see, you notice how people, the Democrats, the politicians, everyone, the media outlets, people are very well aware that the tides are changing, things are shifting, and those days of just voting people in because they're Democratic or because they play the saxophone or just the stupidest reasons are over. This is the information age, so people have more information available to them about all the candidates, what their histories were like, who they are today, etc. And so people just are tired of politics not working for them. They're tired of, watching people vote badly for so many years, and especially like the newer generations like my own, like the millennials who have grown up and we're just looking around like, this country is a mess, and it really is because politics has been done very badly for 20, 30 years when my generation could not vote yet. So she's talking about this, and the fact that she's aware of this, and then she just happened to be appointed to this, federal position by Biden, it feels like, a continuation of the Clyburns just trying to make sure that they have an insider, because she's not even running for office right now, and I just don't see anything in her background. She was a teacher for 28 years, and she's done some community service like I've done community service. I'm an activist. Should I be getting a federal position too that is appointed by the President of the United States? So this whole article, she's basically talking about education. She doesn't mention anything about, coming up with economic solutions that will improve the living conditions and the quality of life for ADOS peoples. She talks about agriculture. She's discussing coronavirus, and Betsy DeVos, who is not even an educator by trade, which, I'm not really surprised she took an attack on a Republican because her father's a Democrat. So it's like whenever they get a chance to, take a swipe at the opposing party, they do. And that's basically what she did. So she's playing politics while not really being in politics, but being a part of the federal government. So if you go back here to her Wikipedia page, it just does not mention anything regarding her. I didn't even know she had a PhD because I didn't see it mentioned anywhere in her Wikipedia. Let's see here. So she majored in political science, not economy, not economics. This is the most they can give her. Reed is the middle daughter of Emily England and Jim Clyburn. Her older sister is Mignon Clyburn. Yeah, because he likes filet mignon. Jim Clyburn, this fat fish fry ass. She majored in political science in the 1990s. So it's like, okay, so she understands politics, clearly. She knows how to play the game like her dad has been doing for 30-some years. And that's it. They don't say anything. I went through her business and community advocacy, and she has an investment property that she, I believe, co-owns with her husband. I still didn't see anything about money, economics, financial policy, nothing. I saw nothing, no kind of work anywhere that she's done. But yet in the article where she was appointed by Biden, they acted like she's doing all this great work. And it's like, where is the proof? So she was picked by Biden to lead a federal group targeting the Southeast U.S. poverty. But yet I don't see anything in her credentials that qualify her for this kind of work. Would have been better to hire an economist like Sandy Darity, Dr. Claude Anderson, someone with an economic background. So let me see. So it says Jennifer Clyburn Reed, one of the House Majority Whips, Jim Clyburn's 3 daughters, has been nominated to lead a commission aimed at addressing poverty in the Southeast. What in her background says that she has the wherewithal and the knowledge and the education to lead a commission addressing poverty? Where? So President Joe Biden nominated Reed Friday to become the federal co-chair of the Southeast Crescent Regional Commission. And this commission was actually inactive from 2008 to 2019. So why was it inactive for almost about a decade? let me see. Probably like about 11 years it was inactive, and now it's like suddenly we're bringing it out of the retirement because Jim Clyburn is getting scared that he's about to be gone, which I hope it happens sooner rather than later. And so they said that this commission is to help. They always love a commission, don't they? Just like the HR 40 bill. Like, how many commissions how much studying do you need to do to know that black people are poor? I mean, every time I turn around, there's a news article talking about how oppressed black people are, how dire our conditions are, yet you still need to fucking study something. It's such BS. So it says this organization that's full of crap was created in 2008 to help direct federal investment into the southeastern United States in order to address system and persistent poverty in the region. Well, the way you can really address it is to pay reparations. So the 7-state region includes parts of Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, not already served by the Appalachian Regional Commission or the Delta Regional Authority. Reed's nomination must be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. Reed did not respond to a request for comment by deadline. Clyburn endorsed Biden ahead of South Carolina's Democratic presidential primary in February 2020, thought to have given Biden an election night bump, which eventually helped him secure the nomination, which it did, because Biden was way at the bottom of the list in the primaries until stupid Clyburn came and vouched for him, and then all the old black boomers ran out and voted because Jim Clyburn, Mr. Fish Fry, told them to. It's laughable at this point. It's a joke. I want to laugh, but we're in such dire circumstances. I can't even laugh. I just want to cry. It says, but Reed's own profile has risen apart from her family connection. Ahead of the primary, she helped Democratic candidates get to know the state, and she's been rumored to be interested in running for Congress. I bet she is. Particularly Clyburn's seat, should he retire. I bet she is. Reed has 28 years of education and teaching experience in public and private schools. She recently retired from the University of South Carolina, where she directed the Center for the Education and Equity of African American Students. So she's always like a director or something along those lines. I just see her getting these cushy positions because of who her dad is. She has taught in elementary and middle schools, and she has coordinated a college preparatory program for students with academic potential, but who are first-generation college students and their families. She's also helped to coordinate the design and implementation of the Apple Court and Initiative, a scholarship program for incoming freshmen at USC's College of Education. Reed also serves on the selection committee for the Emily Clyburn Honors College Scholarship at South Carolina State University, the state's only historically black four-year university. And then she, of course, co-owns this property with her husband, most likely. She's in an advisory group that advocates for accessible and equitable policies in education, health, housing, and infrastructure, according to the White House. No. It's like a joke. The whole thing is a joke. Like, she's doing all this work, but yet your dad's district still looks like shit. So what does that say about you? What does that say about you and your dad, who've had 30 years to get shit popping and you didn't do it? What does that say about you guys? So let me know what you guys think about this article. Make sure to leave your comments below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.